How much time do the Warriors have in the Steph Curry era? Let's talk about it. But first, how you guys doing? Good to hear. So the Warriors beat the Rockets in a seven-game series in round one of the playoffs last year, and then lose to the Timberwolves in five in the second round. And a couple of things we saw was Stephen is getting older, right? He got injured, couldn't play a couple of games. Jimmy is being less aggressive, which is his whole thing, right? He's an aggressive, he's intense, he's the type of guy to put everything on the floor, right? And it's a lot of teams love that. They don't have any center play. I don't know how much they can last in a gritty, grinded out series. In all of these playoffs, you gotta play at least 16 games if you're winning the championship. So can they last through all those games with taking that that breaking down their bodies, right? Those intense, those gritty games when they play with all these centers with the type of archetypes we have in the league, or just driving to your chest kind of players. I mean, can they last for all that? I don't know. At the beginning of the offseason, it was rumored they were trying to go for Giannis. That's not going to happen. I don't know how they could have made that happen, honestly. They don't have any assets on this team. And Giannis isn't going to leave, at least not right now. Obviously, if they get that, that's a championship contender, right, immediately. I don't think they are one as of now, because the team is just not good enough. It's not deep enough. Sorry if you can hear my dad's TV. It's pretty loud. I'm just going to talk over it. But yeah, they haven't really acquired many, really any pickups. They lost Kevon Looney, which is, it's not the biggest loss in the world, but that's one of their, center players. That's not very good for this team when they don't have like Quentin Post, Draymond's like 6'8", 6'9". There's Jokic's in the world. There's Giannis. Well, he's on the other side of the conference, but there's Wemby. There's Alperen Sengun. Like this teams can't hang with a team with a hard playing center. Zubac. Like this team can't play against centers. That's like I keep saying it, but that's the biggest. I gotta emphasize it, because how are you gonna win a championship when that is your biggest weakness, and that's one of the most talented positions in the league right now. A couple other things is Jimmy. Like I said, he wasn't as intense as he was or used to be, in Miami. But he's still finding ways to contribute and make an impact on the floor, which, what else are you supposed to do? A player of that caliber, a player with his IQ, a player with his talent, he's got to find some way to contribute while not being, his young self anymore, not being able to grind out a game for 48 minutes like he was on the Heat 2 years ago. And he's doing that efficiently, and he's doing that well, because he's gotten more assists. He still gets to the paint, gets some fouls. He still can hit some shots. Like, it's not like he's fallen off completely offensively, but obviously he's getting older. So his body's not going to move how it used to, which you kind of just have to deal with, because it is still Jimmy Butler, and he is still a top 30 player in the league at least. So you kind of got to deal with that. And to bring the Jimmy talk to a close, it is definitely worth it, right? The trade. Well, that's obviously, proving worthwhile, because he's been exactly what they needed from him. Just a gritty player who can, make an impact next to Steph Curry. Because, Steph Curry isn't a ball-dominant player, but he's a shot taker. So, and obviously he's good at it. So to be able to have an impact like that next to a guy like Curry, next to guys like Draymond, and his team itself is like, that's impressive. Especially he's 34, 35, Jimmy is. Moving to more questions, a lot of questions around Kuminga. He's looking bigger in the offseason. He's looking like he's putting up shots, getting practice in. It's just, for some reason, when he gets on the court, he doesn't know how to use his size or his talent or his shooting for some reason, because he's been unplayable at some points, which is like, really? So figuring out what to do with him is a big priority they should have, because he's still a young talent, a young prospect, right? You can still get some value for him if you want to trade him, or do you want to focus on developing him, right? Because he has the archetype and the build and the skill set to be, a starter and a really good NBA player, but he just hasn't tapped into it yet. Along with that, Podziemski had a kind of a slump in the playoffs and kind of the end of the season, so I don't know if they should be scared about that, or if it was just, he was just tired, he just lost his touch for a second, got the yips. I don't know, but that's something to definitely check out, because not having shooting in this league right now is guaranteed losses at this point, because every team shoots the three ball at such high volume. So you lose that, it's like, well, how much offense can you really generate? Also, what do you do with Heald? I think they're planning on keeping Heald for now. But do you want to keep him long term? Is he going to be a trade piece this year? If he can get his value up, his percentages up. This team has a lot of questions, like a lot of questions about moves they should do. They haven't done many. They haven't really done anything at all. I saw they were pursuing Al Horford, which is, that's a good pickup for them because they need a center play. Yeah, so he was a unrestricted free agent. So if they want to get him, I guess they could throw some money at him. I don't know how much money they have. I don't think it's too much because they're paying Jimmy $200 million. But you live with that. But if they can get a center like that, that would be ideal because obviously, like I was just saying, they don't have any center play, and in this league right now, especially in the West, every team's got a center. So if you can't get around that at least, or go through the teams that don't in the playoffs, I don't know if you can go really far. But yeah, they lost Kevon Looney, like I said. Let's just get into their draft real quick because they drafted a couple of good-looking guys. So their first pick they had was Alex Tuhi. He's a 6'8" shooting forward. His comparison is Bojan Bogdanovic. His strengths are potential size or positional size. So he's a big power forward or a shooting forward. He's 6'8", probably a really, really big wingspan. Shot making potential and transition playmaking. Weaknesses: shot creation, shooting consistency, and athleticism. So this team likes to play fast, and that transition playmaking, that's huge for that. Shot making potential, that's and the weakness, shooting consistency, that just comes with the reps, honestly, and learning behind a player like Steph Curry on the shooting aspect is insane, right? That's like one of the best teachers you can have ever. And then he's big for his size, and he was big for his position. So, can't really create a shot, but I think it's okay on this team because you have the gravity of Steph Curry, he's been quadruple guarded. So, and athleticism. I mean, they have athletic guys, but that's kind of to be desired. But yeah, the shooting ability is like learning from Steph Curry is the best situation you can be in, right? So that's, I don't think, should be a worrisome part of this guy's resume at all. Their second pick was Will Richard. He's a 6'3" shooting guard, so he can also learn behind Curry. His comparison is Courtney Lee, so a bench player is where he is compared to, at least. I don't know if his talent provides that, but his strengths, his length, he has a 6'10" wingspan, so that's insane for a shooting guard. Shot making and finishing are his strengths, and his weaknesses positional size and creation. So he's a lengthy shot making guard, and learning behind Steph Curry is going to be super good for him because he can use the length on defense and then learn from the best shooter ever on the offensive side. He is kind of small for a shooting guard, especially now because everybody is so tall. And his shot creation, again, the gravity from Steph will just assist that. So they just have a couple bench scorers, right, who can come in and get some minutes, hopefully, and get their nerves out of their system, get the reps they need, because they're both just scorers, right? I mean, Alex Tui's a shooter who you can come on, bring on the bench, and just get some threes up, get some mid-range, whatever. And then same with Will Richard, right? Just a couple off-the-bench scorers. Will Richard is more of an all-around scorer, who just a hooper. So you want to develop him, I would say, more. But, yeah, I mean, that draft seems good. All things considered, I project him to be a 9 to 6 seed. I don't see them being any better. And even if they are a 6 seed, I don't see them going very far in the playoffs. Because, like, I keep saying it, but I'm going to keep saying it. They don't have a center. There's, like, in this league right now, you can't do much without a center. Especially in the West, bro. Oh, my gosh. But, I mean, they haven't really done anything this offseason, so I guess it's just like a C overall. But I think this team will be good because they have Curry and Jimmy Butler. I just don't think it'll be too good or that good. But it should be a fun team to watch because they have Curry mostly, and Jimmy's still going to be good. Hopefully Kuminga can break out this year, do something about that. But, yeah, about wraps it up for the Warriors. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit something. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Let me know how I'm doing. I know I just talked so fast and mumbled a lot, but you gotta hang with me. It's early. See, my house is closed. I'm tired. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Appreciate you guys for watching. Have a blessed day, and I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.